So, who is Rogelio Roger Norris? This is supposed to be Liam Payne's friend who was with him in his final hours when he was in Argentina. Now, Roger is an Argentine energy fund executive. And during Liam's last hours, it was said that Roger was seen apologizing for Liam's unpredictable actions at the hotel in Buenos Aires. This occurred approximately 1 hour before Liam's unfortunate incident. Now, according to reports, who is Roger? What is his connection? And why did Liam's girlfriend, Kate Cassidy, have an issue with him? This is not being publicly displayed, but there was some sort of apology that was given over and over again from Roger to a lot of people during this whole scene. Now, you can apologize. There's nothing wrong with that. But his fall and him not being blamed for watching him in these moments, we're not going to point fingers. But what seems to be unexplained is how this really and truly happened. If Roger was supposed to be with him, what was the relation? If Roger was supposed to have been with his last final hours, what were the circumstances? We need more information. And I think because everything has been so tight-lipped, we can't get a full report on what actually happened with Liam that night with Roger in his presence. So how did they become friends? When did they first meet? In 2020 at a house party in London hosted by Edward Enninful, a former editor-in-chief at the British Vogue. The duo really came close, and so much in the years that he ended up moving to Palm Beach, Florida. Now, this mansion did belong to one of Norris's friends, and supposedly this was so they could be closer, he could record, he could do whatever he needed to do while being close to Miami Beach. Now, Liam's girlfriend, Kate, really was not a fan of Norris, exceptionally being close and their bond just sparking out of nowhere.
Rogelio, you were charged with manslaughter, but then you were cleared of all charges last month, 3 months after Liam Payne's death. I want to know, how are you after all you've been through?
Usually when you are like going through these processes in Argentina, these processes can last for like 2 or 3 years. So I can't really victimize myself over this. It's like there are things in life that are a lot worse.
And how did you find out about his death in Buenos Aires?
The people from a hotel called me. So honestly, they called me like maybe 10 or 15 minutes after it happened. And at that point, it was already all over the press. So like, I just don't even want to remember that like horrible moment. So.
Were you with him the same day of his death?
I saw him a couple of times that day. And I left an hour before. And again, when I left him, he was doing okay, like he was being Liam, but he wasn't. But in that hour, apparently one of the employees from a hotel like gave him something. That's basically what started the whole thing. But again, it was extremely unfortunate, and it was very hard to see it coming. So.
And did you send a letter to Liam Payne's family talking about his relationship with drugs, or mentioning about his drug abuse?
Yeah, I did. Back in August, I sent a letter to his family saying, hey, I have a life. I can't just go and stay with him in the same house. So hopefully you guys can create or bring the right medical assistance. And they thanked me for the email, and they tried. But as I was saying, at the end of the day, like there was only so much that like people around him could do, and Liam was smart enough to surround himself with people who didn't do drugs, right, who weren't consuming drugs. So it's like Kate wasn't doing drugs, I never tried drugs in my life, I don't even drink alcohol. Another person that was around with us, like she's never tried a drug in her life, and she doesn't even drink. And Bleeder, who was an amazing guy, the bodyguard, like he doesn't even drink alcohol. So he was smart enough to surround himself by a really healthy entourage or environment, and then the family and the people around him, they tried their best, right? They tried really hard to help him, but at the end of the day, like this was Liam's decision, right? And there wasn't much that you could do. But again, I don't think the drugs killed him. I think this was really unfortunate, and it was a proper accident. So
now I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't know what a proper accident is. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say that an accident can be proper or not proper, because it's a freak thing that happens, right? But there's so many questions that are unanswered yet. How the odds that Rogelio wasn't around? The hotel employee went missing? What about the hour security cam in the hallway? Where the hell is that? What part cut off and why was that left out? I've been trying to find it and I'm going to do some more research to see. But there is something about the matter key was unable to open Liam's door, yet 1 hour security in the hallway was not edited. What's going on? Where is it? And the cause from the fall of Liam's body never touched nor tilted the chairs around him. There are a lot of crucial parts that are being left out, and his body supposedly just fell from afar. We're supposed to believe that.
I ain't got shit positive to say. If they play with you, crash the fuck out.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use in purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, and research. Fair use is permitted.